Hello, I'm J.B. Stilwell, paranormal fiction author of the Mountain State Vampire series. I am also a crafter, an artist, and a former corporate cog who has escaped the dreary life of day in, day out office work within a corporate setting so that I can pursue those things that actually give me fulfillment, those things that are my passion, such as writing and art and so forth. And I know many of you who have read The Source, and thank you for reading it, for purchasing it, for supporting it, have been waiting quite a long time for the sequel, Mining the Dark. Well, the good news is that it's complete. It's currently in the review and editing process, which can be rather tedious, but I am shooting for a firm release date for the digital copy at the end of April. Now, those of you who have done any type of independent publishing, you know that the digital copy is oftentimes easier to release than a physical copy. So it is the way with books. Formatting with a company like CreateSpace can be very challenging and takes a much longer time. So I will work to get the print version of Mining the Dark out as soon as I can and as close to the release of the digital version itself. Now, a little bit on the personal side. For those of you who have followed my blog, you know that I have some challenges with social anxiety. I love to communicate. It's why I'm a writer, but I don't necessarily feel comfortable being social and communicating with a large group of people, at least verbally. Writing has been a godsend for that. It has allowed me to express the ideas and the stories that I have running through my head without having the anxiety of being in front of a group of people. It's a really weird and odd experience for me. I mean, I pushed myself and forced myself when I was in high school to get over this fear of being in front of a large group of people. I knew even at that age that if I didn't conquer this fear, that I wasn't going to be very successful in life. So to push myself, I became the drum major of my high school marching band, the South Point Pointers. Woo! It was still very tedious in the sense that although I was out front in front of large numbers of people, it's almost like I slipped into an alternate universe, an alternate dimension, in the sense that I would sort of go on autopilot and I would do what I needed to do, but didn't really have firm memories of what was happening. Okay, almost like I was a puppet and sort of dissociating from the situation just to get through it. I sometimes feel like that in social situations too. There are a small group of people that I feel very comfortable interacting with, and unfortunately they tend to be few and far between. I'm not the type of person who gets out and goes to parties or goes to many large events to socialize with people. Comic-Con aside, I do make an exception for that. I force myself to have that experience. But even so, I've had situations where there have been concerts of musicians that I really, really wanted to see, and at the last moment, I backed out just because I couldn't deal with it, especially if it's a situation where I have to go in alone. So unfortunately, since I left my corporate job, I have found that that has given me a reason, an excuse to isolate myself even more. Now, on the one hand, it's been great because coming from a writing perspective and art perspective, I've been a lot more productive than I was when I was trying to finish those projects while maintaining a full-time day job. So that side of it's been great. However, as far as interacting with anyone outside of my family and the few really close friends who are part of my chosen family, I don't really talk to very many people. So I thank you for being with me on this ride, my first foray into the world of video and social media, and hope that this can be a tool that I can use to communicate more with you, with people who might have suggestions for my art, for my writing, for anyone who is a fan, and of course my friends too. So I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate the time you spent listening to me ramble on about all of my idiosyncrasies. Thank you, and again, look out for the Mining the Dark, the second book in the Mountain State Vampire series, coming soon.